At first, the idea seemed crazy. Traveling with a complete stranger? But there was something intriguing about the uncertainty. Something that beckoned me to step out of my comfort zone. And I just knew I had to do it. I'm leaving for the Swiss Alps today. For the first time in my life, I have no plan. It's the first time I'm really traveling alone, without knowing where I'm going or what's ahead. In this exact moment, I was pretty lost. I didn't know what my next destination was going to be or who I was going to meet. I had no idea what was about to happen. So, after living in the Swiss Alps for over a month, I received a message. Traveling together? This would mean traveling with a stranger. Traveling with someone I never met before and don't know. At all. So you might want me to introduce you to this stranger. This is Ryan, a 22-year-old from Washington who also wanted to see the world and decided to be a full-time traveler to do so. And so our paths crossed and we decided to travel together, without knowing each other. So even though I was a bit hesitant at the beginning, knowing I had the chance to travel with someone as interested in video making as I was, I just couldn't leave the chance. So after returning to Belgium for a few days, I left to the Canary Islands. And right now you might expect that I filmed our first time meeting each other. But I have to disappoint you because I didn't. This is me, Emma. And believe it or not, at first I had some problems with my camera.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Breaking camera shy. Exercises. Take 1.
Take 1.
Give me 5. Hey, what's up, guys?
Me?
Yeah, 5. Hey, what's up, guys? Here, you can.
Hey, what's up, guys?
5. That's 1. 4 more reps.
As you can see, I didn't really know what I was doing. So today we are breaking the camera shy. Now it's your turn.
It's my turn. Okay,
Yeah.
what are you gonna have me do?
Ryan, on the other hand, knew what he was doing. And he wasn't so afraid of the camera.
Okay. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ryan Hansen here, out here in the Canary Islands. Got this beautiful scenic view that's overexposed, so you can't really see it. Oh, there it is. We slept on that rock just 5 days ago, me and Emma. It was an amazing adventure.
Watching him work was inspiring. And it became clear that I still had a lot to learn.
You're tilting it out too far, so I'm not in the frame.
It was only one day after we met that we decided to camp on this secluded beach. If I look back at it, camping on a secluded beach with someone I never met before maybe wasn't the best idea I've ever had, because of the fact that I barely knew him. But this was also the point where we had to get to know each other. We needed to get comfortable not only with the camera, but also with each other. But there was something else. I was also incredibly scared. I wasn't afraid to go traveling with a stranger, but I was living in a constant fear. I struggled with a lot of anxiety, a constant fear of putting myself out there in a way that held me back from forming meaningful connections and doing the things I wanted to do. I felt like a prisoner of my own mind, always finding every possible reason why I shouldn't even try in the first place. Anxiety is probably one of the most lonely and isolating things you can experience, because you are your own worst enemy and you only live in your thoughts. It's frustrating because I know anxiety is holding me back. I know what I want to do, the things I want to experience, but then the fear takes over. It's like there's this constant voice in my head telling me all the things that could go wrong. So, not only was I getting to know Ryan, I was also getting to know myself. And I had to overcome a few things, because I was tired of feeling so anxious all the time. I realized that the voice in my head just wouldn't go away, and I knew I wanted to do everything I could to overcome anxiety. Or at least try. Okay guys, so this will be our camping spot for tomorrow. This rock. We will sleep right over here. That's so cool. So we brought
You see this?
fried rice for dinner.
Mountain fried rice. This is what we got.
With this view. Can you imagine a better dinner?
I'm not seeing this at your local Thai restaurant. Not this view.
What do you think about this whole travel experience with me? Do you think this is something out of your comfort zone?
I've always pretty much traveled with my friends, or besides just little in-between moments, I've always had someone there. I was at a point now where after 2 years, if I wanted to continue traveling, I was going to have to do it alone. And I didn't fully feel ready, I guess. And so luckily I found you. It's been a whole different experience now to be in this position where the person you rely on most is someone you're getting to know as you're already out there in the world. There's just so many more uncertainties with that. I'm sure you had the same thoughts that I did. What if we didn't get along? What if one of us wanted to hitchhike around and sleep in the dirt and the other just wanted to relax by a pool and go to nice restaurants?
I kind of feel the same. But for me, getting out of my comfort zone, I'm still figuring out what my comfort zone is. It's weird because traveling with a stranger has never been a problem for me. But then, for example, standing on the top of a mountain and screaming everything out of my body is something so difficult for me. It's out of my comfort zone because it's so difficult for me to just let go.
So let's do it.
Sometimes you really have to be honest with yourself, and you have to admit that you are the only one holding yourself back. It maybe sounds stupid, but for me it was so difficult to really put myself out there. Screaming felt vulnerable, like I was exposing a part of myself that I usually kept hidden. It's interesting how something that should be freeing could make me so anxious. And because I wanted to face my fears, we decided to try it. Because sometimes the fear won't go away, so you'll have to do it afraid. But I didn't want to be the only one going through it. And even though it wasn't that big of a deal for Ryan, he had to go through it first.
This is my first time ever. Maybe ever. So we'll see how it goes. I'm a little out of practice.
Did you feel the same? I was so scared to do this. Every part of me wanted to turn back. Feel the fear, but do it anyway. Because sometimes the only way out is through. Traveling through the Canary Islands mainly meant stepping out of my comfort zone. Not only was I getting to know Ryan, but I was also getting to know myself. And at this point, Ryan and I had really gotten to know each other. And I feel like that was exactly what it needed to be before we went to Morocco. But this time it wasn't only my personal comfort zone I was leaving. It was the first time in my life where I left Europe. It was the furthest I had ever been away from home. We also made a friend in the airport. His name was Shay. He's a photographer who wanted to explore Morocco by himself, so we decided to stay together. After only 2 days in Marrakesh, we said goodbye to Shay and we took a bus to a small little village a few kilometers away from Erfou. We were planning to stay with his family to do some video work. And after a few days, we set out to visit a nomad family.
So we are on our way to a nomad family.
I'm gonna go have dinner with them and play some music.
The nomad family embraced a life on the road, never settling in one place, and to be honest, their way of living really fascinated me. It made me think about what it means to be alive. I don't really think there's an answer to that question, and maybe the meaning of life is simply to be alive. It means feeling everything, the highs and lows. It means letting go of the fear of making mistakes, of not being perfect, and of being vulnerable. I don't want to reach the end of my life filled with regret for the things I didn't do, the risks I didn't take, or the chances I did not get because I was too afraid. And so I've realized that the meaning of life isn't something I need to figure out. It doesn't come after a long search. The meaning of life is simply to live it. After a few days, we decided to go to the Sahara Desert. And standing in the Sahara Desert was such a special and meaningful moment for me. And to realize that I was standing next to Ryan, who just a few weeks ago was a complete stranger, felt special. Life is crazy, and it's incredible what opportunities come your way when you just let things unfold. And if you had told me 2 months ago that I'd be standing in the Sahara Desert with a stranger, I probably wouldn't have believed you. And that's why it's so beautiful to let life happen and live in the moment, because you never know what might happen.
So the plan is to watch the sunset in the sand dunes, and I cannot explain this. It's so beautiful. I have no words.
So here I am. I still don't know who I am, and I'm sure that I won't know for a long time. But what I do know is that I want to see the world, and I want to travel with little more than a backpack, some clothes, and my video camera. No belongings, no house, nothing. But I'm only 21, and I still have a whole life to figure it out. A very wise person once told me, being lost is a price you pay for freedom. And I live for that.